For decades now, we've used the internet for one main thing: to search for stuff. But what if our browsers could go beyond just searching and actually start doing the work for us? Well, that's the huge shift we're going to dig into today. Come on, you know the feeling, right? You're trying to do a little research, maybe plan a trip, and before you know it, your screen is just this absolute sea of tabs. And it feels like you're the one doing all the heavy lifting, piecing it all together bit by bit. And it's not just the tabs, is it? You're finding data on one site, copying it, jumping over to a spreadsheet to paste it, then hopping into a Notes app to write something down. It's this constant, kind of tedious back and forth between tools just to get one thing done. So what do you call all that? Well, it's pretty simple. It's the web's grunt work. It's all that repetitive clicking, copying, and pasting that's standing between you and what you actually want to accomplish.
For years, we've basically been trained to be the operators. We just accepted that this is how the internet works. But what if that whole assumption is just wrong? What if the browser itself could take on all that grunt work and free us up to, think?
Okay, so this is where the agentic browser steps onto the scene. And you got to think of this not as just some small upgrade or a new feature. No, this is an entirely new category of tool. It's designed to be your active partner, not just a passive window you look through. So what exactly is an agentic browser? Well, to put it simply, it's an AI-powered browser that can plan and execute complex tasks all on its own. And the keywords there are plan and execute. It doesn't just sit there waiting for you to click. It understands your goal and then figures out the steps to get you there. And this brings up a really, really important difference. We're all used to AI chat assistants, right? They're reactive. You give them a command, they give you an answer. You are still the operator. An agentic browser, on the other hand, is proactive. It gets your goal, it creates the plan, and then it does the work. In this new world, the AI is the operator. Okay, so how does this magic actually happen? How do you go from a simple idea, like research my top 3 competitors, to a fully finished report without all that manual pain? Let's pull back the curtain and see how it works. The workflow is actually pretty simple when you look at it. First, the AI figures out what you're really trying to do. Second, it creates this detailed step-by-step action plan. Third, and this is the cool part, it actually goes out and executes that plan across different websites, even different apps. And finally, it brings you back the finished result. It thinks, then it does. So what kind of superpowers does this actually give you? We're talking about deep research reports that pull info from a bunch of places you're logged into. Or, get this, imagine a workflow that automatically pulls data from LinkedIn and organizes it perfectly in Notion, all from a single command. It can even manage files right on your own desktop. Now, I know what some of you are probably thinking. An AI that takes action on my computer? Is that safe? Is it just some black box I have to blindly trust? And the answer is a big no. And this is super important. It's designed to be a transparent co-pilot, not some out-of-control robot. The whole idea here is built on transparency. Before it does a single thing, the agentic browser lays out its entire game plan for you step by step. No secrets, no hidden moves. And this is all right there in your control panel. First, you get to review the AI's entire plan. Then you can approve it, or hey, maybe you want to edit a step or two before it runs. And you can even jump in while it's working to make changes. You are always, always in the driver's seat. So, okay, that's the how. We've seen the mechanics, the safety controls, but what does it actually feel like to use one of these things? Well, people who've tried it are describing this fundamental shift from just browsing to actually doing. This quote from Marlon just nails it. He says, "Everyone's hyped about AI doing the thinking, but this is AI doing the doing." That's it, right there. It's not just summarizing info, it's executing tasks. And that idea of a silent operator, it just perfectly captures that feeling of delegating real work. And I love this next analogy from a user named Jormy_keys. They say it feels less like a browser and more like a smartest team member. That really gets at how our relationship with our tools could change, right? From just a utility to a real collaborator. Adamola here touches on the bigger picture, saying this could redefine how we interact with information online. And that makes sense. When a tool isn't just fetching data, but is actively working with it, it can start to connect dots and surface insights you might have totally missed otherwise. And finally, This sentiment that's been echoed by a few people really captures the scale of this change. As one user put it, traditional browsers were for browsing. This new type of agent is for doing, making the old way look ancient. Wow, that really frames this as a generational leap, not just some small step forward. So this brings us to the crucial takeaway. It feels like we're at this major turning point, where our main tool for the internet is evolving from a passive window for searching into an active partner for doing. And that leaves us all with a final question for our own workflows. Right now, is your browser working for you, or are you still working for it?